With the signing of the Not Too Young to Run bill into law, Nigerian youths now have a chance to contest for elective positions in the country. But the question is, will the youth support their own? Some aspirants contesting for the presidency are unsure of getting the support of the younger generation, as the same youths would say the aspirants are too young and inexperienced. Now we have joining us politician Chike, Ukaegbu, and public affairs analyst Owolabi Falana on the News Hour. Thank you so much for joining us on the News Hour. Now, the question is, are the youths ranting, or are they actually ready to serve the country?
Mentally and physically, if you look at it, the youths are ready, because most of the things that we need as qualities of leaders, we have the youth having it. But financially and structure, I'm sorry to say, in 2019 election, we will see a lesser figure. I'm talking about the youths being elected into the different elective offices. But if we plan very well towards 2023, then you see the youth dominating maybe the National Assembly, state houses of assembly. But as it is now, there is a technical knockout, so to speak, because look at nomination forms across the party lines. How many youth can afford to pay for House of Assembly nomination form of 850,000 stipulated by APC, or 3.5 million for House of Representatives? If you spend that just for nomination, what are you going to spend on election proper? So I see more of the youths, being elected in 2023, but they will participate this time around, but I don't see more of the youth being elected in 2019. But of course, I appreciate that we have advanced in terms of participation now, because a lot of people can now buy forms, apply and all that. But in terms of structure, right now, I think the older politicians, they are still calling the shots.
Actually,
all right, Chike.
Yeah.
Hello, Chike. Well, if you grant me the chance, let me ask you this. Politics, as it is a process. And if you look at the trajectory of leadership globally, you realize that leadership is tilting in the direction of the young. We have the youngest world leader at the moment, of course, Matthew Siachi, who is 28, King Jong-un is 34, and then you talk about Macron and Justin Trudeau. These are young world leaders. And if you look at their history, you realize that they've been involved politically. But the young people at the moment, do you think that they are ready? Because not many of them have been involved in the political process.
I actually think that that's something that's working for us. When people say you have not been involved in the political process, yet we are the same people who cry that our political process does not work. It's like asking us, well, go get the corrupt experience that has kept the nation exactly where it is for you to be qualified to lead. So actually, not having the political experience in Nigeria should work to our benefit. Now, for the nations you've talked about, these are nations that have had hundreds of years to perfect their democracy. These are nations that, because of the safety nets that they have, since you understand governance, you understand that leadership means looking out for the nation first before self, as opposed to our system of politics where it's me first before every other person, right? So not having that experience, I think, should work for young people. So for young people who are saying, well, we're not ready now, let's wait for 2023 because we need to be involved at lower levels of politics, it's saying, well, hey, let's wait until we garner this horrible experience that we're complaining about before we're qualified to run the nation. And in response to the other gentleman and what he said, I think we're actually ready right now, right? So our presumption is the belief that if we don't do politics the way it's been done already, we cannot topple the system. And I don't agree with that. If we gather together, the reason why votes are important is because each individual has that power. Right? So if young people collectively decide that with or without money, we're going out to vote one of ours, not because they're young, but because they have a vision, they have an ideology, and they're ready to lead, we will turn things around in 2019.
Oh, Chike, if I would take you up on that, let's look at the latest crisis that we've seen in the PACT, and that's sparked, you have young people coming together to say they want to form a coalition. And look at what happened stemming from their coalition. critics are saying that they are not ready, but you're saying they're ready. Do you think they have the experience? Because Nigeria is peculiar.
Okay.
It's peculiar.
Yes, yes. So if you look at that pact, I'm glad you raised it. There were 18 of them who started. There were 11 who completed the process. None of the 11 that completed the process is under 40. So the not too young to run did not qualify them to run. All of those people were already qualified. So if we're saying that they are not qualified to run, it's not because they're young. It may be ideologies, it may be vision, it may be whatever it is that is driving people to run, personal ambition. But it's not the fact that they are young that makes them, or that invalidates, or resulted in what happened with PACT. It's people's individual ambitions that came together and did not work for them, right? So when people say that should be the counter, there was no other 40 participant there for that final 11. And if I'm wrong, let someone prove me wrong.
All right, Owolabi, the concern really about what happened with the pact, presidential aspirants coming together, people are worried that, look, if you are not able to just identify someone or choose someone to represent all of you, how can we then, trust you when it comes to bigger events? That's the concern, because the way it happened, the other ones already broke out, saying, look, we didn't trust this process, and all of that. That's the concern.
Yes, I appreciate the fact that a lot of people are coming up on board to vie for the presidency, but I have a different opinion. I would have expected that most of these people, the 18 presidential aspirants, some of them should start from the Senate, some of them should start from governorship. By so doing, it will be easier to come up and say, yes, I want to go for the presidency. That's why you notice that they could not agree amongst themselves. It's because their personal ambition at play there. A lot of them are just interested in being the president, not sacrificing for others. Falana is a formidable candidate, but if you have the remaining 17 people rallying around him to support him, we will have better figure for 2019. Even if he doesn't win, but it will prove a point that we have the younger ones coming up, solidifying and also working together. But now you have, even out of the 11, a lot of them are opting out already, that they are not interested and they are going to contest on their own. So that's the problem. I don't talk about politics based on rhetorics. In my constituency, in my local government alone, I can tell you this, there are a lot of younger guys that came up. They said they want to contest for the presidency. So they opened a WhatsApp group for the youth, and you discover that they start fighting themselves. Why the older politicians are on the field canvassing as you speak. And I started asking them, do you want to be a candidate of your political party because you are criticizing the person there now, or you are going to be the candidate of your party because you are bringing up a new idea? They could not answer. And all the youth aspirants they started fighting, while the older ones are busy canvassing, talking to people.
We might have to hold you on that thought. We do not have so much time to discuss this burning issue. Thank you so much, Owolabi Falana, for your time on TVC News Hour. And we thank you so much, Chike Ukaegbu, for your time on TVC News Hour. We won't be able to take that. We need to go on this short break. When we come back, TVC News continues. Stay with us.